On this edition of Lexington Now, a new public engagement tool, the return of the Expungement Clinic, and the Lexington Children's Theater. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of April 22nd, 2024. Residents of Lexington now have a new way to make their voices heard by city leaders. Engage Lexington was launched this week as a public engagement tool. Here's more.
Today we're announcing a new avenue of communication between the council and the public. Engage Lexington is a website that will make it easier for our residents to take a look at city projects, weigh issues, provide feedback, and ask questions. I think it's great that the council is looking for new ways to reach out to our residents, and I have supported Engage Lexington in my budget. I've always been a firm believer in engaging the public in public decisions. That's how the best decisions for our community are made.
The Urban County Council's Public Input Subcommittee was established to explore and innovate the ways in which council can receive feedback from the community. It was created in part as a result of Civic Lex's Public Input Plan, and the Public Input Subcommittee is chaired by Hannah Legree, Councilmember Hannah Legree, and they began their work in February of 2023. I'd like to thank the staff members who have been instrumental in making the work of the subcommittee possible. One of their more notable accomplishments is modernizing our sign-in process for input in-person public comment. The subcommittee also overwhelmingly supported the creation of an online platform where community members can engage in the decisions that shape Lexington in a different way. From those discussions, Engage Lexington was created. Engage Lexington is a website where anyone who visits, lives, or works in Fayette County and has the ability to provide feedback on the issues that matter most to them. Here you can learn more about the Urban County Council's processes and participate in surveys and forums to have your voice heard. Engaging online allows you to participate in the local decision-making process on your own time and a place that suits you. It is quick, safe, and a convenient way to share your thoughts with your local government. All feedback will be used by staff to inform council of community views when developing programs and policies. The information collected will be used in conjunction with other types of public input, like in-person public comment, emails written to council, as well as neighborhood meetings and other types of input. On each project page, you will find a description of the project, important links and dates, as well as files. There will also include a public engagement tool on every project. Depending on the project, engagement tools can include surveys, polls, forums, interactive maps, and space for the community to ask us questions directly. To participate, we ask that you register directly on the site. We are looking forward to sharing this new platform with the community.
Since June of 2019, the Urban County government has sought to craft local policies to address short-term rentals, particularly in residential areas. Councilmember James Brown and I began a work group in 2022 to receive input from neighborhood representatives, short-term rental operators, the Division of Planning, Revenue, and our Department of Law. And after months of discussions, Council passed updates to the Code of Ordinances and Lexington zoning ordinance in July of 2023. The Urban County Council is now seeking input from the community about the local regulations since they took full effect on January 11th, 2024. The best practice is to regularly review policies to ensure that they are working as intended and benefiting our community. Public feedback is critical to continue enhancing our local approach to short-term rentals. The feedback gathered by Engage Lexington will assist the Council as we start our planned review of these policies. Please register for Engage Lexington and share your experiences and suggestions for our short-term rental policy here in Lexington. We want to hear from the public and see this as a great opportunity to introduce this exciting new tool. All feedback collected through Engage Lexington will enhance the input we typically receive through calls, emails, one-on-one conversations, and public comment at council meetings. As a researcher, I'm excited about the potential that this tool provides our local government in creating data-driven processes now and in the future.
In addition to the short-term rental project that's going to be on the platform, we're also going to have the budget, the FY25 budget available to also gather input on this page. As a budget chair, we often hear from our constituents about the budget, whether it's through emails or phone calls, or in some cases in person about what people think and what we should fund in the budget. But I'm excited and interested in seeing how this Engagement HQ can be a better resource for us to engage the public and also share information about the budget. So in addition to the comments that we may receive from community members, there's also questions in the form of a survey that asks our constituencies how they would like to receive information on the budget and how we can assess how they rank the priorities of the budget. So Mayor, I'd just like to thank you and your team for giving us the opportunity to share this information with the public and look forward to the opportunity to engage more of our citizens.
Lexington's latest Expungement Clinic and Job Fair is set to take place on April 30th with the goal of helping residents with expunging qualifying misdemeanors and felonies from their criminal records. We were there for the announcement.
We are here today to announce the next Clean Slate Lexington Expungement Clinic and Job Fair. Coming up on Tuesday, April 30th, we will return to Central Bank Center, where our residents may have their criminal records expunged and talk to employers who will conduct job interviews. Expungement can erase some nonviolent misdemeanors and felonies from an individual's criminal record. It offers a second chance to people who have been unable to vote, to find a good job, continue their education, or find stable housing. I am a firm believer in second chances. Expungement provides this opportunity in a big way. Clean Slate Lexington also provides participants with on-the-spot interviews for open positions with area employers. The Clean Slate Lexington employer partners have immediate openings and are looking to fill them that day, providing a life-changing opportunity for those in need of employment.
April is National Second Chance Month, which started in 2017 to raise awareness and improve perceptions of people with criminal records, encourage second chance opportunities, and drive momentum for policy change throughout the country. This will be our fourth Clean Slate Lexington Expungement Clinic and Job Fair that we've hosted since I started in my role in 2021. I believe that for us to meet the recommendations in the Racial Justice and Equality Report from 2020 and beyond, we have to start by leveling the playing field for those in our community and provide equitable opportunities so that everyone in our community can thrive. Each time we've hosted a clinic, I've witnessed countless individuals who are eager to change the trajectory of their lives sign up and attend. Many of them have faced adversity, and for some it has led to entanglement with the criminal justice system. Not only is this my career, but it is my life's mission to empower people with opportunities to be successful. As Mayor Gordon has stated, since the inception of this program, we have helped 1,147 people exactly with expungement services, education, connection to jobs, and resources. I see this program as an incredible opportunity to make a more meaningful impact in the lives of individuals, families, and our community. This is part of our dedication to creating a more inclusive and equitable Lexington.
And at Legal Aid of the Bluegrass, we provide legal services, free legal services in civil cases to low-income people and other vulnerable populations, including people who have previously been incarcerated and are looking to move forward with their lives. As Tiffany mentioned, April is Second Chance Month. when we highlight the need to create meaningful second chances for folks who are a part of the reentry population. And the expungement of criminal records can provide that second chance for folks to have opportunities for better housing, jobs, and education. And this benefits the person, their families, and our communities.
The Clean Slate Expungement Clinic and Job Fair serves as more than just a platform for expungement. It stands as a symbol for those hoping for a fresh start. Attendees at the event will have access to a multitude of employers eager to engage individuals with prior justice involvement. Representatives from the Kentucky Department of Corrections and Legal Aid of the Bluegrass will be available to provide personalized consultations to determine expungement eligibility and guide attendees through the process. The job fair piece of this event holds equal significance, catering not only to expungement candidates, but to all individuals seeking new career pathways. We champion the principle of fair chance employment, ensuring that all applicants are evaluated based on their merits and qualifications. Since the beginning of this event, Lexington Public Library has proudly co-sponsored, a testament to our enduring commitment to everyone, to serve everyone in our community.
You can visit lexingtonky.gov and search for Expungement Clinic, and you'll have all the details there. And as was mentioned earlier, registration will be required, as well as a background check, and then the process starts.
Theater for the very young when we come back.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlets and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, executive director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Cadentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Cadentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Cadentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Cadentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Caden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Cadentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Cadentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. The Lexington Children's Theater has been delighting young audiences for decades, but has a show geared for the youngest of its audience members. Ashley Collins tells us about it.
My name is Ashley Collins, and I'm the Development Director for Lexington Children's Theater. We are in our home space here on Short Street, where we've been since about 1999 and 2000. We are getting ready to open our theater for the very young production called Circle and Square. This is a really fun show for first-time theater goers and people with lots of wiggles in their legs, especially our 2 to 5-year-olds. It is a show where the entire dialogue is circle and square. There's a circle character and a square character, and they communicate the entire show, and they bring audience members on to explore with them, and we kind of learn that you can communicate through a lot of different ways other than language.
Square. Circle. Circle. Square.
So we do one show a year that is theater for the very young, which is primarily 2 to 5-year-olds. Typically in our end of this season, April-May spot. And we've done really fun stories. One year we did a show called Balloonacy. It's a one-man show. His best friend was a balloon, came and popped in and had some really fun magical moments. We've done a story called Pots and Pans, where it's exploring the kitchen and getting to explore different elements of the kitchen that they're probably familiar with in a way that's playing. So it's always geared for getting them to use their imagination and play, which they're already doing anyway, in a way where we can guide them through and get them interested in theater and play. It is not in our main stage theater, it's in our secondary learning stage, which is more stadium riser seating. So there's room to wander a little bit if you want. There are parts of this show in particular where the actors will invite audience members down to participate in some, I think there's a hula hoop people can go through, and tunnels and different elements that are circular and square that they can play around with while they're on stage as well, and then head back up and continue our story. Circle and Square runs here at the theater April 27th through May 5th. $15 for grown-ups, $10 for our younger friends, and we also have pay what you will performances where you can come and name your own ticket price. It's great for our families with large groups who want to get as many people in as they can for an accessible rate. You can find information about Circle and Square on our website, lctonstage.org. We also have some really fun previews on our social media, so you can check out some reels and trailers and get to know the cast a little bit more before you come on. Our Facebook is Lexington Children's Theater, and our Instagram is Lex Children's Theater. I hope you all come down to the theater. There is so much going on, especially in our summer. We have summer theater classes. We're doing SpongeBob the Musical towards the end of the summer. There are lots of ways to support the theater, so if you want a grown-ups night out, come to Celebrity Curtain Call. If you want a family night out, come see a show or enroll your young people in some classes.
Mayor Gorton unveiled her proposed budget, and over the next several weeks, we'll give you a little more in-depth look at the different parts of her speech to council. This week, we bring you part 1.
Today, you officially begin your deliberations on the budget I'm proposing to you. Generally, my plan is a solid, no-frills budget. It's more about needs than it is about wants. Even so, the strong, targeted $531.8 million budget that I am presenting today addresses our needs, promotes progress in every corner of our city. My proposal is based in part on council input. I met with each of you to discuss your priorities, and I'm sure you gathered ideas and information from your constituents about their needs, just as I've heard from people all over town. I included many of the needs that you identified in this proposal. Our city employees, who are boots on the ground in our community, have also identified needs that are funded in this plan. Our balanced budget is based on what we can afford. While we continue to see growth in our revenues, this budget anticipates solid 6% revenue growth. This year, we are entering a new era with our budget. Now, you might wonder, what is a new era? Well, first, in our 24-25 fiscal year, the federal American Rescue Plan funds, those one-time fundings that provided millions of dollars for projects since 2021, are phased out. Second, in concert with Council's new ordinances, this is the first budget requiring 1% of the prior year's revenue to be dedicated to affordable housing and 0.3% to the Office of Homelessness Intervention and Prevention. This is the fourth budget that we have had in place a requirement that 1% of the prior year's revenue be dedicated to extended social resource grants. Taken together, those all add up to a total required funding of $11 million for these three projects.
There's a lot of meeting coverage coming this week on Lex TV and streaming on our website. And remember, you can find all the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it.